And we've been joined by UConn coach T.J. Weist. As we said, the UConn Huskies are 0-5 overall, 0-1 in the American. UConn played last on Saturday against USF. USF won the game 13-10. UConn is back in action this Saturday at Cincinnati. That will be a noon Eastern Time start and will be on ESPNU. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call this week. If you could take a minute to tie up the game from against USF past week, and then tell us what you're looking forward to as you head out to Cincinnati on Saturday, please.
Well, we were disappointed in the outcome. Obviously, we played very well on defense and holding them to 2 field goals. We just didn't make the plays on offense that we needed to. We had too many drops that really stopped drives, and some touchdown catches that should have been made early that would have made a difference in the game. And it was a close game at the end. We made some mistakes on our 2-minute drive that could have put us in a position to tie the game late. So it was disappointing. I was pleased with our players. They had great energy. They were very motivated. They gave great effort during the game. And then I was pleased with the focus and all those things. We just have to make plays and have to execute better on offense. And at times we needed better stops on defense. We also dropped some balls in the secondary that could have made a difference. So we're just going to focus on our ability to make the plays in critical situations and finish and do a better job of scoring on offense. That's probably our things that we haven't been able. We've had good drives. We've had good time of possession. But we just have to have the ability to score, to put the ball in the red zone and then put it in the end zone any way that we can. We were also disappointed in our field goals. We tried a couple long ones, which was my decision. We got one blocked and missed the next one. So those were a factor for us. So those are the things we're going to focus on. I think we had energy. We had good determination from our players. We had good focus, good 2 weeks of practice. So we just need to focus on our execution standpoint. Looking forward to traveling to Cincinnati at noon this week. We got a good win on Friday night. It's going to be a good matchup between these 2 teams. Obviously, it's a personal game for me. Having coached there the last 3 years, I know and recruited a lot of these players and know some of these players and a lot of the staff members. But our team is hungry. Obviously, not having a win yet, they're still determined. They're just hungry to get a win for our program.
Take questions for Coach T.J. Weist. Please hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
And we'll go first to Tim Gaffney with LitchfieldCountySports.com.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
Good.
Listen, while you're not happy at 0-5, what positives can you take out of that USF game?
Well, yeah, like I said, our guys played hard. They gave good effort. It was an exciting game. We played very well on defense. Really only had about 4 or 5 plays that we let get away from us on defense, and really in one drive that really made the difference. So I'm encouraged by that. On offense, I think we had guys open. We just have to make plays. We have to have better timing. We had a freshman quarterback that stepped up and played well from that standpoint. So I think from that standpoint, we're going to get better. Our run game improved tremendously. Our line is playing with confidence. We took advantage of some of the things that South Florida gave us, so that was a vast improvement for us. We just have to be able to put it together to equal points.
The running game, was a significant improvement. Offensive line still intact. Everybody good?
Yes, everybody's good.
And we talked the other day about how much Kevin Friend made a difference. I mean, that cohesiveness is huge, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. Because as anybody knows, one guy can make a difference in that line. One defensive lineman breaking free can make a difference, and it causes some havoc when one guy in those front 5 doesn't do what they're supposed to do or play with technique. Now you got penetration. Now you got pressure. All those things. So those 5 guys have to work together every play with communication and technique and effort.
How did Tim respond afterwards and over the last 24 hours?
Very well. Very well. He's very receptive. He's very cognizant of his mistakes, why he made them. The normal process a quarterback goes through an evaluation of, what was I looking at, what was I thinking from a timing standpoint, seeing the coverage, Was it what he thought? What can you do better to not let it happen the next time? So he's very aware from that standpoint.
Thanks, Coach.
Good.
And we'll go next to Tom Goshen with Cincinnati Enquirer.
Hi, Coach. I know you obviously have a new job now and are focused on that, but could you reflect for a moment just on what you accomplished at Cincinnati, I guess you as a staff and yourself?
Really, we love Cincinnati. My wife and I, it was a great city. I'm from Michigan, so I was very aware of the area, but it was a great 3 years for us personally. It's an exciting city with an exciting campus. It was a great experience for us. We lived up in Blue Ash. But we felt like we had really good success there. It was tough taking over for a 12-0 team, 12-1 team, going to the Sugar Bowl, everything that team had went through, and then we turned around and won 4 games in a very emotional season. So at first it was tough. But then I think we got it turned around and we got it rolling. We got the Big East championships and went to 2 good bowl games and had obviously good success. It was a shame that we departed, but it was very enjoyable. We had very good success. We've got character. They've got character on that team. We felt like we recruited some good players, and it's really a great program from that standpoint. It's only going up, with the stadium renovations and the facilities they have. I look back, it's nothing but respect for the whole program, for Whit, what he's done, and the whole administration. And I was very impressed while we were there, and I still am, of the whole campus, the whole university, the academics, and everything. And I will look back on that time as a very positive time for me and my family.
Thank you. Is there anything about this year's UC team that you can comment on, maybe what you've seen of them so far?
Well, I think they're a very strong team. Obviously, I know the talent that they have. I know a lot of the mentalities of those players and everything, but it's a different structure. It's a different structure, defense, different, overall structure. So I'm still learning, what they're doing on offense and defense and special teams, scheme-wise. It's easy, somewhat easy. Some of these players have grown up, and they've got some new players on the team that I don't know. But I feel like I know that, some of these guys' mentality and toughness and skill and everything like that. It's going to be hard to go back and see some of those guys. I'll enjoy it, but it's going to be hard coming back as an opponent. But I think they're very well coached. I know a lot of their coaching staff. I was there for some of them a little while, but they're very well coached. I know they're tough players, and they definitely play hard. There's no question. You could see it on film that they play with effort. It looks like they play together, and that's always been a good. It's hard to see on film, but I could see that they've come back. The tempo was in the game early, and they come back and they played well. So I know we're up against a tough opponent.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go next to Joey Johnson with the Tampa Tribune.
Yeah, Coach, as you know, South Florida was able to win the other day, even though they didn't score an offensive touchdown. It's actually the second straight week they've been able to get a win without scoring an offensive touchdown. What do you make of that? And also, they had trouble forcing takeaways. Now they're getting them and scoring off them. Do these things just run in cycles, and these things seemingly don't happen, and then all of a sudden they do happen for a team?
Willie's always been lucky. I've known Willie for a long time, and one thing, Willie's a winner. He's always been as a player and as a coach. And when you have that kind of mentality as a head coach, it sooner or later it's going to rub off on your players from a confidence standpoint, because I think he's been positive with that team, even though they went 0-4. And that's what you have to do, and that's what I have to do with my team. You have to stay positive. You have to stay the course and do what you're doing. And it's going to start, things are going to come around for you the right way. Those little things are going to start to make the difference. And for us, it's disappointing that, we didn't score as much as we did, that we didn't take advantage of some of those scoring opportunities, and they did. They got the early turnover, and they capitalized on it, and they made a play on it. We got a turnover and really didn't get much out of it, got a field goal out of it, but we needed to create some more. We dropped some balls that we should have made on defense and turnovers. But otherwise, I felt like our defense really shut their offense down and held them to 6 points. It was more about our offense not being able to score that really made the difference. So does luck play into it? No. I said that jokingly, but at the same time, it's not about luck. It's about the confidence that Coach Taggart builds within the team, and it comes out at times in critical situations. Because a lot of times the team isn't playing with confidence, and some of those situations happen. They won't score, or they'll give up more points, or all those things. So it does come down a lot of times to how the head coach leads the team to make a difference in close games.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Weist, please?
We have no more questions. Oh, pardon me, we do have a question. We'll go to Joey Knight from the Tampa Bay Times.
Okay.
Coach, McCombs had a huge first half Saturday, and then didn't do a whole lot in the second half. Just what was the difference in those halves?
Well, I think, their defense, Coach Bresnahan really mixed some things up on us. I probably was a little, not necessarily impatient, but I probably could have called some more runs and stuck with the running game a little more in the second half, because it's not like we were behind and I had to get caught up. Me as the offensive coordinator, I have to be patient with the run game, and I think we started running a little more inside and outside like we were doing in the first half and weren't having as much success. Sometimes it's not as easy to be as patient with the run game because you can get bigger chunks with the pass game. I should have done a better job as a coordinator to be patient with the run game in the second half and let it develop more and go from there. Because I think he was running well. Our line was blocking well. I look back on it. I probably put a little bit too much on the freshman quarterback to make plays and some of our receivers to make plays, and it didn't go as well as I would like. So, okay.
And we have no more questions in queue.
Okay,
Coach,
thank you.
Thank you for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
I appreciate it.
All right. And that is UConn at Cincinnati, noon Eastern Time on ESPNU.